I'm Rocky Shanower. I'm the Young Entrepreneur of the Year for 2020. There's so many people in the industry that I look up to. To be able to be a part of that conversation is just really exciting to me. Park Street's definitely our core business. Everything kind of stems from that. That was the original thing that we created. Our Baylor Street Woodfire concept and our fundraising branch and all of those things are stemming from Park Street. I mean, people know me as Park Street. So, that's our family business. That's who we are. I feel like when I started this company, I had no idea what I was getting into. And I just went head first and poured everything I had into it. But then a few years in, I started to build a family. I didn't realize that I could be a business owner and I could still run my business successfully while making time for my family. Because for a long time I thought I need to do everything I can for my business, and by doing that, I'm doing something good for my family. And I mistakenly so. Looking back, I look at it and I say, that really isn't the philosophy. That isn't who I want to be moving forward. I want to create space that I'm there for my family, and there's a balance. When we created Baylor Street, I was managing the restaurant. I didn't have an assistant manager, I didn't have a general manager, I didn't know how to delegate those things. I've told the team that you need to be able to do this without me, and I'm gonna be here to support you, and I'm still gonna be here. And while I still try to be a part of this operation, if we're ever gonna get to store number 2, nothing can fall on my shoulders anymore. They can do it just as good or better than I can, and that will free me up to create more opportunities for all of us. So Chad is our general manager. I really feel like I handed him my child and said, take care of my baby while I go and do something else. He's catching everything, he's delegating things. Chad's a systems guy, and I'm a big picture guy. And so we really balance each other out. Yeah, the whole COVID thing presented a lot of challenges, but I've never been more grateful to be in the pizza industry than I have been through all of this, because I know there's been so many people that have struggled with it, of not being able to keep their doors open or serve guests because of their service type. But every week I would meet with the managers, Courtney and I would discuss things, and we would just problem solve. What's the governor saying? Okay, well, we're gonna have to do that, and this is how it's gonna impact this. We had to pivot. We had to reach out. I made posts on my own networks, reached out to other partner businesses and said, hey, what opportunities do we have to serve you, whether we're selling pizzas, serving your company pizza. Park Street never slowed down. It was really just funneling this amount of traffic and business in a different direction and figuring out how that looks. When I started the company, I had no idea even what an entrepreneur was. I didn't think I was an entrepreneur. I didn't realize that's even how I would identify myself. But as I worked on the business and poured myself into it, I realized that's the one thing in life that I'm really passionate about. To get the award, I feel honored personally. I feel honored for our family. I feel really grateful for the team that we have built, because they really are who we are. And so I couldn't do it without them. And then I'm just excited to shed light on our small community. This is the town that I grew up in. To put Sugarcreek, Ohio on the map for our pizza restaurant is pretty amazing. One of the biggest values of having a local partner is having an ally in the community.
My name is Rocky Shanower. I'm 39 years old. I opened Park Street Pizza with my wife Courtney in 2003.
We lived just up the road from a farm that we would walk to and pick up some produce, and then we built a personal relationship with them, and Courtney started to really push this notion of, why are we not working closer with them? They're producing all these things. Why are we buying onions from off of a truck?
When we source ingredients, we look for the best quality, and just because it's local doesn't mean it's the best. But when the best ingredients are local, everybody wins.
It's more than just a transaction, it's a meaningful relationship. I tell every new employee, pizza is not the focus of what we do.
It all boils down to how we make people feel when they come into our restaurant.
If we can build trust with people and we make a mistake, they're going to forgive us for that, and they're going to come back and continue to support us. So I reached out to a friend. He said, let's bring in a cross-section of your customers. I just want to hear what everyone else has to say about you, about Park Street. What came out of it was a sense of community. He came up with our logo, which is essentially a hybrid pizza cutter and a tractor. Baylor Street is where we started our family, and that was our first house. That's where we lived when we started Park Street. It's based around Courtney's love for books. She's a huge reader. We named our pizzas after books and characters of books and had a lot of fun with the branding. One of the identifiers of our brand is a lion head door knocker. So we wanted it to be a little funky. We wanted it to be a little unique and a little vintage. Park Street's a little bit more mainstream. Baylor Street's a little bit more eclectic, and that's kind of how Courtney and I are, I guess.
So we realized if we wanted to grow, we needed more space. So we located a warehouse across town that gave us the ability to build a kitchen that could support both our Baylor Street operations, our pop fundraising operations, and also Park Street.
We have a unique situation in our community where we have a large Amish population. If there's a medical situation, they don't have health insurance. They literally take care of that themselves. They do a pizza fundraiser. They'll call us and they'll say, hey, we want to do 3,000 pizzas at the end of this month. So we started to sell pizza ingredients at a wholesale flat price per pizza in a way that we could provide them with good ingredients, help them build the pizzas, and then they could sell and distribute them, and they could make the majority of the profit. I'm of the thought that anytime good people cross your path that you believe in, you should try to get them on your team. Because the stronger your team is, the better life's gonna be. When you can keep creating opportunities for your team, they stay with you. One of my goals is to create an ownership opportunity. They have stake in the company. They have stake in its success. Baylor Street, Courtney created that out of her passion for cooking and her passion for exploring food. I created that as a business out of my passion for being an entrepreneur and just seeing a potential in something that is like, all right, Courtney created the most amazing pizza I've ever eaten. We need to get this out. This needs to be a business. We need to do something with this. I constantly see opportunity everywhere. And I think as an entrepreneur, you are always looking for that next opportunity and you can't turn it off. I never felt as passionate or as driven or as motivated to do anything until I was an owner. And as soon as I got that feeling, there's no end to the energy and the drive that I have to do this.